Hi, I'm Shelley Morrow. This is episode 4 of my life as a copywriter. And I thought it might be interesting to share what my life was like before I became a copywriter, before I made the decision to go into this field. Before becoming a copywriter, I was an administrative assistant for over 25 years. Now that was a career choice that was made um, not necessarily as a matter of choice, but because I felt like I had to do it at the time. My sister was an administrative assistant, and it was a good career choice. I really didn't have anything in mind at the time. So I went into it I enjoyed it at first. I enjoyed the challenges, and I always felt like I was learning new things. But after 15 years or so, I kind of felt like, yeah, this is really not what I should be doing. It's not what I feel like I've been called to do, and I really feel like I've missed out on something. There was always this little nagging feeling in the back of my mind that I should be doing something else, and I could probably be of better service to others. It got to a certain point where I was really tired of serving other people and not really feel like I was contributing anything of great value. I had a really, not a lot of satisfaction in my job after almost 30 years, to the point where, it was difficult to go to work. I didn't want to be there anymore. I really wasn't happy in my work. And all the time, like I said, I had this kind of nagging feeling that I should be doing something else with my with my life and my career, something that's more beneficial. And I just want to point out it as well that from a very early age as a child, I had a great interest in words, in knowing how to spell them, understanding their meanings, and how they fit into things contextually and into and grammatically. But I kind of ignored that feeling and not realizing at the time how prophetic that would be, that would become in terms of, who I am now and what I'm doing now. But as I said, I found that I was totally unsatisfied and wasn't really of any great benefit to anybody. I had a really hard time with work, and I it took something really kind of odd. It was sort of a surprise to my employer at the time, where my decision to leave the profession of being an administrative assistant came at a time after we had some team bonding and building exercises through a professional organization, and I was kind of singled out to get some career guidance and development, because they saw something in me that they thought that they could develop further and to help them further. And I went along with it, and but you know what? It got to a point where that's where I had my kind of, I guess, aha moment and decided, through all the years of my working and being allowed to write for a lot of my employers, and something I really enjoyed and kind of felt like, hey, you know what, that would be kind of interesting to do as a career too. But like I never really, gave it much thought. But the more and more I got into this, career coaching thing, the more I realized, you know what, I'm really not happy in my current service, or my career choice. And it was at that time that I decided I can't continue with this anymore. I'm absolutely miserable, and I need to move on to something else where I can be of more service. And I discovered copywriting. I found the right program, and it was one very, very sad morning that I went into my boss and said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I feel like I'm doing a disservice to you by continuing to work here and not really putting in my full effort. I don't feel like I'm, being of any great benefit to you either. And I told her, I found this really great program, and I've decided to, change career, make a complete change in my career path. So that's what I did. I quit my job right there and then. It was Friday morning. It was my last day of work. There was no 2 weeks of notice. My boss completely understood, which was really, really great, because I just had this massive fear of, burning a bridge and whatnot. But she was very supportive and kind of, kind of saw it coming too. I made that choice in 2012, May of 2012. Took a really, really great copywriting course and started my business within about 8 months, kind of off and on, still taking, temporary jobs here and there through some agencies just to pay some bills. And you know, I in earnest started the business in January 2014, and at that time I didn't have a niche, didn't really think I needed a niche or anything like that, or kind of to specialize in anything. But I had this client or prospect come to me last fall. And she's a real estate agent, and she approached me. I had no previous experience in writing property descriptions, and I thought, well, this is really out of my element. I'm not going to be very good at this. And actually they absolutely loved it and found that in doing this I had a real niche for it. And just in terms of, you know, playing with the words, it was just a perfect way to be more creative. And because you're working with such a visual element in, you know, photos of the homes, and you have some existing, you know, direction from your clients, and that it's very exciting, and I really enjoy this. And so this is, you know, enabling me to help real estate agents, you know, to, you know, sell their homes more quickly, get more attention to their homes because the descriptions are more effective. We're attracting, you know, the right kinds of buyers. So like there's less time lost for the real estate agent. They have more meaningful engagement with prospective buyers, and the visits that they show, like because of the descriptions. You know, buyers are pre-sold, so the agents are able to devote more of their time and have more success. So they're closing, you know, I guess, you know, more easily, more quickly, and in turn they're having greater success. And so to me, that's where I'm really happy, because if I'm able to help my clients to be more successful in their work, then my job, you know, is done. And so I just wanted to share that with you so that you understood, and you know, have a greater appreciation for you know, what I did before and how I got to where I am. So that was my life before a copywriter. Now this is my life as a copywriter, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And you know, don't be shy to comment. I would love to hear your comments, and I'd love to engage with you further. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you, and have a great day.